YouTube? I've been a fan of the video games since the old school. It's your boys, Detroit Love, PDubs Arcade Loft, MichaelB the Game Genie, and Restalgia with another episode of the Super GameRoom Dudes Friday night just got live.
Well, I got to tell you guys something, man. It is a super exciting time to be a fan of video games at the moment. I mean, we got the new Zelda, we got Jedi, we got all these awesome arcades in our home, consoles, handhelds, the new Asus ROG. Is it going to beat the Steam Deck? The Steam Deck was supposed to put the Switch out of business. Now everyone's talking about the Asus ROG. We're going to talk a little bit about that tonight as well. There is just a lot of really cool things to be excited about right now. And what's funny is, I don't know about you gentlemen, but I have all these awesome video games I want to play, and it's Mother's Day weekend. So I got to spoil my wife all weekend. Dag nabbit. But I'm sure we'll find some time for the video games. How you guys doing?
Fantastic, baby. You know how I do it.
MichaelB's here. He's given us the Canadian thumbs up. Restalgia's here. Detroit Love. I'm your host, PDubs. With me are these wonderful co-hosts every single Friday night, having a blast, talking about arcades and video games here on the Super GameRoom Dudes, the Friday Funhouse. Thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate your support. Got a lot of fun stuff we want to talk about tonight. And we have a big season finale that we're going to be doing next week. That's right, guys. Next week. I know it was supposed to be this week, but somebody didn't do their homework for next week's season finale. Any idea who it was? It wasn't me this time.
Not I.
I didn't realize we had homework.
You and Carl did your homework. Mike.
I would have done my homework, except you sent a message earlier saying, guys, I'm slammed today. I won't have time to do it. So I didn't send anything to you because you told me you weren't going to have time to do it.
It's okay.
He's a procrastinator through and through.
We'll get to it next
the last second.
There's always next week, but also with it being Mother's Day weekend, I'm actually expecting a smaller crowd this weekend because a lot of people are already out, as you should be, spoiling your moms, your wives, your grandmothers, your girlfriends.
We're supposed to spoil them?
Well, if they're your baby mama.
I thought Mother's Day is supposed to be when, like, the mothers in your lives spoil you.
No, you got it all wrong. You've been doing it backwards all this time.
Clearly have, huh?
Yep.
You self-serving prick. This is a perfect example of what you are, who you are as a human being.
That's exactly right, yeah. I thought
Mother's Day is a time for them to celebrate me.
Yeah, that's right. Mother's Day is a time for them to celebrate me, and Father's Day is a time for everyone to celebrate me. I just thought that's how it went. I guess not. My bad. Sorry, guys.
Well, if you're here, if you're in the live chat, make sure you let me know. We're going to say hello to the live chat here in just a second. Speaking of Mother's Day, what are your gentlemen's plans for Mother's Day this weekend? What do you guys got planned? Let's go around the horn. Anyone jump in?
We're doing Mother's Day a little bit early because my daughter has a ballet recital coming up this week, so she has practice like pretty much all day Sunday, so we're not really going to get to celebrate Lara. So tomorrow is Lara's Mother's Day. We gave her a gift today. We picked her up a Apple Watch, so we gave that to her today. She's playing around with that a little bit, and then tomorrow it's a simple thing. You know what my wife deserves more than anything else? Just some time to herself. So I'm going to take the kids, we're going to get out of her hair and let her relax as much as possible tomorrow. And that's our big Mother's Day gift to her. Just time for herself, maybe to catch up on some sleep, of not sleeping for the first year of Tommy's life.
That's great. What about you, Carl? What are you going to be doing for the women in your life?
So my daughter has to work on Sunday. So we're like MichaelB, we're celebrating on Saturday. So we can go out and go to dinner. That's what we typically do. And the girls always buy the annual flowers for their mom, and they help plant them out in front. Most of our vegetation in the gardens come back every year, but this special spot that's theirs that they do together every Mother's Day. So that's how we'll do that. We'll spend that, get that, buy those flowers tomorrow, and then they'll plant them on Sunday.
That's awesome, man. That's very sweet. What about you, Restalgia? What are they going to do for you this Mother's Day?
Well, that's it. I thought I was getting like a really great dinner every single day of the weekend, and I guess that's going to have to change. So maybe I'll flip the role. Usually what we do on like Mother's Days, we do like my wife's side of the family, we do my side of the family, we kind of visit everybody, and we usually do like dinners and lunches and stuff like that. So I think this year we're looking at making like a big roast and some big dinner and whatever, and going over and just spending time with everyone all together.
I'm so glad you continue that story, because at first when you were just like, we do my wife's side of the family and then we do my side of the family, I didn't know exactly what you were talking about.
I meant like we do get-togethers.
You get-togethers. I thought
it's not like those bathrooms, those
it's family reunions, no. Mike. Family reunions. He's notorious for his family reunions. So for me, tomorrow, Saturday, we have tickets to go see a comedy show here in Arizona. So I'm excited about taking her to see that. She wants to do that. Nothing better on Mother's Day than a whole bunch of giggles and hanging out. And then check this out. I asked her what she wanted for Mother's Day. And she asked me for something that I personally think is ridiculous, because this is something that I would buy for the house and not even make it a gift. But she says it has to be a Mother's Day gift or else I will delay buying it, because I'm a procrastinator. Like I tell people all the time, I got my video coming out tomorrow. It takes like 4 days and then it comes out. You know what I mean? Like I have bad time management skills.
Oh, do you remember that time you were going to poop before we did our show and then you didn't poop?
And I shit my pants during the show?
Pants on the show?
That was a great way to end the show too. Everyone was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I didn't make it." Roll credits. That was a great ending to that broadcast. But anyway, she wants a new freezer. Like we have a deep freeze in our garage because the freezer in your fridge is just not big enough. Right. You know what I mean, to store a lot of stuff. And we have a deep freeze in the garage, but she doesn't like it because so she wants to get a stand-up deep freeze. That's literally nice. That's literally what she wants for Mother's Day. So for Mother's Day, we're gonna go to a comedy show Saturday, and then Sunday I'm gonna take her to go buy like a freezer. That's what she wants. But if she doesn't go with me physically to the store to pick it up, she says it's not gonna happen. That I'm going to delay it. I'll be like, like when she's like, hey, someone's got to change that light bulb, and you're like, don't worry, I got a guy coming. It takes like 6 weeks for that guy to come and that light bulb to get changed. So we'll see how that goes. So yeah, we'll be buying stuff for the house. So
you said you're going to a comedy show?
Yeah, we're going to a comedy show. Yeah.
Is it a local guy or is it somebody big?
Like it's a local troupe. It's nothing huge.
The last time I went to a comedy show, I bought tickets for my wife because the last time we went together, we went to see Cat Williams, right? And so her birthday was coming up. I'm like, it was a few years later. I got tickets for Cat Williams. And then she was like, I don't like Cat Williams. I'm like, you took me to go see Cat Williams. I said, you never said at the end of the show you don't like Cat Williams. So I ended up having these tickets, and me and my buddy went because she was like, I don't want to see him. I'm like, lady.
Cat Williams is kind of funny. He's kind of funny.
But I don't care either way, but I was buying them because I thought she liked it, but she said she didn't. So
yeah, we love
go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I was about to say, like, we were band and theater nerds when we were in high school. So we always love seeing stuff on stage. And actually, there's a lot of great small theaters in the Phoenix area, small community theaters. And guys, you should go support those people. They bust their asses. And usually the shows might surprise you. So, yeah. Good stuff. All right. Let's say hi to who's here in the live chat. We got Scott's here. He's doing a stander-upper in the garage. Matt Astra's here. Kevin, Carl, Zero, Redo. Travis is here. Sir Sega, the mortal enemy of Lady Nintendo, is here in the live chat, everyone. The Tinkerer is here. Scotty James, all the way from Australia. Biggie D's Arcade, taking notes for his next video. I love you, Biggie D. He knows I'm busting his balls. Travis is here. Matt Astra Gaming, Stevie B, Nooner, Frankie D, Wendell, Scott Dworkin, Pliskins, Run, Jason M, Frank D, El Capitan, Jason, JT, Travis, Shit for Brains, Jeffrey Chev, And is that everybody? Carl.
There's definitely more people here than that.
Andy's game room is here as well. Okay. Sorry guys, I was choking on my own humor there. All right, guys, let's start talking about arcades and video games. Mike, you okay? You look very concernicus down there in the lower right corner of my screen.
Is Restalgia here? I couldn't tell from the comments that were showing up on screen.
Is he here?
Yeah, apparently he needs even more attention than his family's going to give him this weekend for Mother's Day.
Mm-hmm.
And he's getting by being a host on the show. He needs even more attention and praise.
Mike, the only reason I'm on this show is for attention and praise. Come on now.
It's so true. It's so true. He's
It's the
not
least
even
I
joking.
can do. It's the
He's
least
not
I
even
can do
joking.
from carrying the show. Like, you guys owe that to me.
You still got that sore back pain from carrying the
Yeah.
show?
Oh man, the low back is just starting to give in.
Well, let's start running through some arcade and gaming news, guys. So, for instance, New Wave Toys, real quick, guys. I don't know if you know this or not, but all the pre-orders have shipped for your Space Ace arcade cabinets. So, what happens when the pre-orders shipped? Well, if you missed out on the pre-orders, guess what? You can hop in there now. They have a batch available, but expect them not to last long.
Yeah.
The Dragon's Lair overhaul editions, guys, these just sold out actually today. I believe it was the day they sold out. So if you want to get your hands on them, there you go. You will have to pay the higher price tag. That's why it's always good to pre-order. You usually save about $30-$40. Make sure you sign up for their email list.
What do you guys like better? The conversion cab that they have, or the standalone Space Ace? Which one do you guys like better out of the two?
I went with the original.
The original, yeah.
I went with the conversion because I have the Dragon's Lair conversion. So I wanted them to match. Otherwise I would have got the Space Ace one. The original.
See, that's why I went with the other one, because
That's
I already have Dragon's Lair. I wanted something different, and if I can get the original Space Ace, it'll be a different shaped cab.
I did the same thing, Mike. Actually, I got the original too for that exact reason. I was like, I've got the Dragon's Lair. I want something that looks a little bit different, just so it stands out when they're stacked up side by side.
And whatchamacallit? Carl, you got the Dragon's Lair because I sent you my extra one. You think about picking up Space Ace?
Nope, I'm waiting on my Zotar.
Zotar. Oh man, I can't wait for that to ship. That's going to be happening very soon, isn't it?
I hope so.
I think so. Yeah, I think
I
that is
don't
coming out.
order
fairly
things
soon.
too often, so.
Actually, this is not true. Zero Redo. My Space Ace I paid for out of my own pocket, and they never reached out to me to send me a review unit. I think what New Wave Toys does is, if you reach out to them and say, "Hey, I'd like to film a review for your products," they're more than eager to send you a review unit if you reach out to them. I didn't reach out to them. I didn't get one. So there you go. And anytime I've ever gotten one from them, I didn't reach out to them. They reached out to me. They're like, you know what I mean? So, but I didn't care. I'm happy to pay for it and support this company. I want this company to do well. I don't know about you guys, but I really like this company. I want them to be around for a while.
I agree. I think they make, by far, in any scale of cabinet, they make the best recreations. They look so good. The quality's really on point. The gameplay is excellent. They do their research and they deliver quite possibly the best product in their category.
It's really Q4 for Zoltar. Oh man, I thought it was this summer. That sucks. I want it now.
I also want that now. I'm curious about that one. That one's pretty cool.
Yeah, man. So, yeah, man. I just get excited about New Wave Toys. They haven't failed me yet. You know what I mean? Like I haven't had an issue with any of their products.
The only thing
it's going to happen though. It's going to happen.
Well, let's be clear here. The only thing that's been a big miss so far is the screen that came out on Missile Command. That convex TV like screen, that's a fail.
Filter.
So I'm glad to see that as of Ghouls and Ghosts, Ghosts and Goblins, they are going to be trying an updated version. Hopefully that's better. I wish there was some way that we as consumers could take off the bezel and remove that TV filter. If there was some way to do that, it'd be the perfect enhancement to their cabs. But where it's a fixed add-on, it's a little tough if you don't dig it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Biggie D asked a question here. Can you hook a New Wave Toys up to an AtGames Legends Ultimate and play it on there? Yes, you can, Biggie D. But the reason why I probably wouldn't recommend it is, let's say you pick 1942, and you can run them in OTG mode. You can get it working. But what's funny is like if you pick like 1942, it is going to be so skinny on that 24-inch widescreen monitor. It's not going to be in its like proper vertical aspect ratio. It's going to be a very, very small, skinny strip on your screen. It doesn't really work on the AtGames Legends Ultimate via HDMI the way you're going to want it to. But yeah, I actually have some video of that, which I'll have to dig for during this broadcast while the other guys are chatting. Maybe I can find it for you. It's possible, but I wouldn't really recommend it, especially if you have like coin ops and all that stuff. Like, why would you need to plug in 1942? You know,
Are you sure they make the best 1/6 scale cabinets, Restalgia? Have you seen the Arcade1Up 1/6 scale cabinets?
Oh, hold on, wait. I'll
what are those
retract my
called?
statement.
What are those
Collector
called again?
cades.
Crapcades.
Crapcades. The crapcades.
I do. I retract my statement. Arcade1Up makes the best
1/6 scale. My favorite thing is they're
home
not
console
even the real
ROM
arcades.
arcade class.
they're replicas of Arcade1Ups.
Oh my
Those
God.
are a complete train
They're
wreck.
the stupidest thing they've ever done.
And it would be great if they were like in the same price point of like the MyArcade products. Like if they were like $39, maybe that would be like okay. But they suck. They suck.
Do they ever? Let's whip it on and play some Sega Genesis Mortal Kombat. Hoorah!
Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing.
Junk.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
PDubs is taking notes so that way he can give Arcade1Up a call and be like, hey.
No, I told you guys I was going to find the footage because I want people to see what I'm talking about. So just bear with me because I think I found it. It's only going to take me a minute more.
Well, thank
Continue
God
to talk.
that Replicades work on the ALU. This is the most.
Well, I want people to see what I'm talking about. I'm not talking out of my ass. I do know some things like
I'm not
Tyrion
doubting that
Lannister.
you know it. I think it's a dumb idea in the first place.
Well, I mean, it's funny because it works. There's so many things you can connect to, like in AtGames. Like you
Because
can.
it's a goddamn
It's done an
TV.
HDMI.
Yes,
I know.
Yeah.
You can just
No,
plug
no, but
anything
I'm
into a
talking,
TV.
but with the whole OTG mode, you know what I mean? Like you can hook up your Evercades and all that stuff. You know what I mean? Like you could plug in a lot of stuff and get the controls to work. It's not
the
about the
AtGames
TV.
control. You mean?
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Like there's a lot of devices. You could plug in Super Console X's. You could plug in consoles. There's so many things that you could plug in and use OTG mode. It's not just the TV feature. It's the fact that you can get the controls to work with it.
Oh, they designed the control panel. I don't know if they've changed it recently, but I think it was designed to be plugged in and registered as an Xbox 360 controller.
All right, so let me show you this, and that way you guys know I'm not full of horse patoot.
You showing us your collector cade by Arcade1Up?
And right here is a Super GameRoom Dudes exclusive. You're not going to see this anywhere else, but this is a New Wave Toys Replicade running via I'm sorry, this is via OTG mode with the Intech gaming controller right here. But it looks just like this on the AtGames. See that? It looks kind of poopy. See how skinny it is?
Mm-hmm. Yes,
Well, I would imagine it's skinnier on the Intech deck because what the Intech deck does is take the 16.9 screen format and then squish it to fit the 4x3. So that 1942 footage is double squished compared to what it would look like on the AtGames.
Yeah, so it doesn't look good on that. It'll work with Intech Gaming, and it'll also work on the AtGames, but it doesn't look good. So there you go.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't recommend doing it.
I want to do triple squish, Michael B. Double squish.
Restalgia just had that done to him in the gas station in Kitchener.
I've had a lot more than that done to me.
I think that was in Toronto, though.
Mike, you keep it up. We're going to get another comment after the show's over. Michael B. and his 8th grade humor. We're going to get it again.
Why? Someone made a comment about my 8th grade humor?
Yeah, a couple episodes ago.
Who made that comment?
I don't even remember, but I laughed at the comment.
Why do people hate fun?
I responded to it. I think I said something polite like, I love Michael B.'s 8th grade humor.
Oh, let me respond to it now. If you're offended by it, you should eat a bag of shit.
Oh my God, Mike, you're the worst. You're the worst. All right, let's pivot over real quick. We got to talk about AtGames Gaming. Holy cow, AtGames is bringing the heat this weekend, guys. Now hold on to your buckets. All right, I want you guys to hold on to your buckets. Check this out. Oh wait, wrong video. That's not AtGames.
That is
Holy
most
cow.
definitely not.
That is not AtGames.
Not at games yet.
Oh, we're not talking one game, Mike. We're talking 20 games.
Whoa! Oh, no way.
Whoa! Remember, every week we were getting 3 games to ArcadeNet. Well, this Mother's Day, AtGames said, save the drama for your mama. We're going to add 20 games to ArcadeNet. Holy cow.
Can you go back to the games just a second? Can you rewind the video for a second?
There you go. So
so go to the next one.
All right, I'll let it run. Right here we got these are all
night slashers.
Yeah, night slashers. Yeah. And just like Bad Dudes, Mike, you and I will say we're going to live stream it
and then never do it.
And then never do it. But we're going to do it. Maybe we're going to do it. All right, let's take a peek here. We got
okay, pause it for a second.
All right,
so
pause.
You know why AtGames released so many games this week? They were in the pressure cooker.
Oh,
smooth, Mike. I've never seen this game, Scrum Try. That's a rugby game.
I think so.
That's what your wife says. Try to have sex with her. Scrum Try, Steven. Scrum Try.
That was a Scrum Try this week. Hopefully next week you can take me to Wonder Planet, Restalgia. Try out. Hey, look right here, Street Hoop. Street Hoop is fun. You know, it's like. Oh come on! It's no NBA Jam. But it's fun. It's fun. I like Street Hoop. And then so all these games you can play online with your friends as well as solo. And they're going to be doing a Happy Mother's Day giveaway. I have no idea this is. And they're congratulating some winners. This is the big news from AtGames. So Mike, I messaged AtGames. I said, "Hey AtGames, can we get some photos or something that shows us this these 4K pinball and arcade machines? Like, can we see them?" And they said no, Mike. They don't want to share them yet.
Of course they said no.
That's not exactly what happened, but you won't tell everybody what actually happened.
Well, I want photos, man. I want to see what they look like. You know what I mean?
So what actually happened is PDubs reached out to them and said, "Can I see some photos?" And they said, "Well, they're not ready yet. When they're ready, we'll share them with everybody." PDubs said, "Screw those other guys. Share them with me."
I did not say that.
You totally did say that.
Like,
I was actually the biggest news for AtGames is they made a standard video instead of the TikTok video this week. So
yes, widescreen. I can actually show it to
that was fantastic.
You know? I hate it when they do those little vertical cell phone videos. I hate it. So yeah, there you go. All right, guys, so that's what's going on in World of AtGames. Don't worry, things are going to heat up this summer with AtGames when we'll have more pinball tables released. We'll have new products coming from them. It'll be a lot more exciting stuff to talk about there.
I'm anticipating around September we'll start to see that ALP 4KP and the ALU 4KP. That's my guess. September, right around National Owners Day, and also they're going to the Cleveland Gaming Classic. So I think there's a big reason they're doing that. That's my guess on when we'll start to see that gear.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I do have some news about price point. Can I share that?
Yeah, this is actually really, really big news. And guys, I want your feedback in the live chat. So get those fingers ready, your thumbs, your forefingers, your middle fingers. You guys got to give us your feedback because Mike got the inside scoop and it blew my mind.
Yep.
Tell him, Mike.
So this past week, Canada Phil was asking around because the ALP is basically out of stock now at the Brick. So it's last chance to get your ALP at the Brick. So if you're interested, go do it now. It's currently like $300 off. It's back to its original price point of $9.99. So a lot of questions were asked to Arlene, who's the person from the Brick that does all the business for the home arcade stuff. And they asked, are we getting the ALP 4KP soon? And Arlene responded with, we're not sure what's happening with it yet because it's going to be like $2,000 Canadian. And she then responded, looks like it's $1,500 US is the price point that she's been told, and $2,000 Canadian. So that's what we're hearing right now on the price point. I mean, we're a long ways out yet. Things could change, but yeah. So, start saving your shekels now, friends, if you're interested.
start getting all those quarters out from under the couch is what Mike is trying to say, right? Yeah, man. Guys, let us know in the live chat. So supposedly this AtGames Legends Pinball 4K machine might come in around $1,500 US per our sources at the Brick in Canada. And guys, let me know what you think. Now, keep in mind, this thing is going to have a 24-inch screen in the back glass, right?
Yep.
A 32-inch 4K screen on the play field. Who knows what quality 4K? We don't know the refresh rate yet. And a much bigger back box, right? And the cabinet's going to be shaped bigger, fatter. She's going to be a fat lady. So what do you guys think about that, man? Plus, you'll get games included. Go ahead, Carl.
So is it also going to include a DMD, separate DMD, or is that 22-inch?
That's what I'm wondering.
I think it is
right?
3 screens.
I hope it's 3 screens.
It better be 3 screens for $1,500. It better be all included.
Restalgia, when you guys built this, what'd you put into it? 2 or 3 screens?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, I don't work for AtGames. I forgot.
And then also the VIBs, the whole VIBs thing is all integrated inside of it, so you don't need to buy a separate VIBs board. Yes. It's all, so keep in mind that extra $100 part is included inside of it too. But yeah, guys, let us know in the live chat. I'm going to start getting your feedback on the screen. Dr. Funk says, nah, he's good. Jason says no DMD. Are you sure about that? And odds are, even if it is $1,500, around there, it'll be on sale. They always put the pre-orders on sale. Who knows how good of a sale, but they probably will. $1,500 with shipping.
$2,000 for it, and then $1,500 for shipping.
Yeah, I can't comment on that with or without the shipping. I don't know what he's talking about. I saw someone else say, I think it was Carl O, who said my AtGames insider. So anyways, so all I will say is that's literally all we have right now. Is the Brick said the MSRP is going to be $1,500 US, and the MSRP in Canada looks like $2,000. So. Whatever your insider told you, or whoever that person is, maybe it's Restalgia. Unless you hear something from Restalgia, I would not take anything from any AtGames insider worth a grain of salt. Restalgia is the only person who works there, may or may not be the CEO. That's the only person I trust. Any other rumors,
Yeah.
I'm done.
No, I appreciate it. And also, guys, it has solenoids instead of haptic feedback, right? It'll have solenoids in there. I'm trying to think what else.
Instead of or in addition to?
Instead of. I don't think that's going to have the exciters anymore. And I'm trying to remember what else. It's been a long time since we talked about it. What other differences there's going to be. But yeah, there you go. I mean, I do know, like, if you go to your local billiard store or arcade distributor, there'll be people in there that sell these multi V-pin cabinets. And have you guys ever looked at one of those and priced them? Hell, they even advertise them on Facebook and offer up, even though they're not used, they're new. They advertise them, and guys, they're like $3,000, $3,000 to $5,000.
I was literally going to say $3,500.
But a lot of those too have the base shaker motors in them. They have 40-inch screens and stuff like that.
Do they come with the PCs already set up?
If you get it from like one of those distributors, it'll already be preloaded with a whole bunch of stuff. They usually preload it. They preload it with a bunch of VPX as well as FX games and stuff like that. But either way,
locked, so you can't add any more or image the drive for someone else.
Yeah. So technically, if you think about that, what that stuff retails for, then you go back to this $1,500. Can you make a case for it? Maybe. But you're tied to the AtGames system. You still have to bring your own PC on top of their system. It's interesting.
And the shape has changed too to be more like a real pinball machine, right?
So, I don't know really what to say about the price point. I will say I think the price point is a little bit high when it comes to that impulse buy. But I think people that are like pinball enthusiasts, I still think this is a really good option, especially with the new design for them to build a base unit. And I think that AtGames hardcores and anybody interested in V-Pin would still be interested around that price point. Same thing I told the Brick too. They were like, do you think people would buy these at $2,000? I said, I think you'll lose a lot of people that are impulse buyers in store. You won't have many people walk by and be like, oh, $2,000. Let me just, check the loose change in my pockets to see if I have enough. Obviously, it's not that kind of purchase, but there's some AtGames hardcores and some people interested in virtual pinball. So I still think it'll sell fairly well, but it'll be harder to sell at that price point.
Yeah. Yeah, apologies for the mid-roll ad. Money B, the Game Genie, told me we got to run those mid-roll ads.
My favorite thing too? My favorite thing too? YouTube is currently in the process of disabling ad blocker from working with YouTube. So they're shutting down ad blocker. So you sons of bitches got to watch my ads. I'm going to put 70 in my next video.
You're such a jerk. You're such a jerk. All right. So that's what's going on in the world of AtGames. Let's talk iArcade. iArcade, some interesting stuff happened today. Well, for starters, they didn't release any new game, which is at the end of the world. No, I mean,
there's always next week.
I mean, yeah, there's always next week. And like even last year out of like 52 weeks, I think they only skipped a handful of weeks where they didn't release something. So it's not like it's the end of the world that they didn't release a game, but they also didn't do a live stream. And a lot of people started panicking because their Double Dragon games disappeared from the store. Everyone had to update the app, the iArcade app that's on your phone. And if you have an Android phone, in order to update it, you had to uninstall it and reinstall it. It wouldn't just accept the update. But then people went to the game store, and I don't know how people discover this stuff. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden people were writing us in the Super GameRoom Dudes Facebook group. They're like, guys, what's going on? These games are missing. I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. And also, how did you find out? Like, I didn't even know. Like, what? We got a lot of Sherlock detectives.
I don't know why everybody's freaking out so much about this. I mean, don't you remember when the Arcade1Up app came out? I went downstairs and like 30 of my Arcade1Ups were gone. Like, this stuff just happens when apps roll out.
Well, either way, those games they're missing from the store. Yet they're still on people's machines. Yet some people said they couldn't find the games on their machines. I checked mine. I still got Double Dragon on mine. I posted a picture of it in the iArcade group. I was like, guys, it's still there. I still got the game.
Well, they're not going to take it away from you.
Oh, come on. No, that's not true. He's such a shit. But I don't know what happened, man. I don't know. We have no clue what's going on. Hopefully iArcade will let us know. But some people were like, did they lose the license to the games? That would be interesting if they did, but I don't think that happened.
Even if they lost the license, it wouldn't just be gone. Like, it wouldn't be gone off your machine or anything like that. It's just they would not be able to sell it anymore. I think that's the way it works.
Yeah.
What are you laughing at, Restalgia?
Just one of the comments.
Which one?
Let me find it here.
Yeah, do you still have your Double Dragon games? Love you, Galga guy.
That was funny.
Oh, your Dick Tracy video. I'm gonna edit and post it this weekend, so hopefully we get it posted tomorrow.
I'm gonna make one first.
So yeah, don't worry, Galga guy. Your Dick Tracy video.
Don't worry, a Galaga guy. I have all the Playmates toys. I've had them since I was a kid. I'm gonna get this video out before PDubs.
You don't have them.
I do have them, you moron.
Go get them right now.
He doesn't have them.
I do. I have every single Playmates Dick Tracy toy.
No, you don't. Because I do.
I even have the toy cases. I don't have them in box.
Are you talking about the cases that the figures go in?
Yeah.
I have those too, Mike.
Yeah, but do you have your childhood ones?
How many Dick Tracy figures do you have? Well, how big is your Dick Tracy?
He just said he has all of them, P-Dubs.
Thank God I added Tracy at the end of that sentence.
Well,
I was
you
like,
know,
how big is your dick, Tracy?
My Dick Tracy's probably not as big as everybody else's, but at least it's not as small as Restalgia's, so I think it's a good size.
Mike, should we compare the
Yeah.
size of our Dick
Let's
Tracy?
whip out our Dick Tracy's.
Guys in the live chat, should Mike and I disappear, go grab our Dick Tracy's, and show you who has the biggest Dick Tracy on this panel?
I will say you, my Dick Tracy is missing something. I can't find my Steve the Tramp.
Balls.
I can't find my Steve the Tramp. I don't know where he's gone.
Are you guys gonna go get your dicks or what? Like,
No,
what's happening?
no. But yeah, we should do a video. I love Dick Tracy. Like me and you have
So
talked
do
about
I.
this a bunch. I
Dick
had
Tracy
all the Playmate
is
toys.
amazing. And the movie was fantastic.
Do you still have the 2 cars?
I don't have the cars.
I have the cars.
I
I got a
have-
bigger Dick Tracy.
No, I have all the figures. I have the fire extinguisher. I have the watch. I have the hat. I have the jacket. I
Hey,
have.
Restalgia, do you have Dick Tracy's?
I have
Yep.
no idea what that is. I don't even know
Yeah.
what the first word is.
I got the Pussycats.
Yeah,
I got,
we need to have a Dick Tracy measuring contest. There you go, Andy's.
I got the whole band.
You got
All
the
right.
whole.
Big boy did it.
So Big Boy did it.
Big boy did it.
Big Boy did it. Mumbles was awesome. That was Hoffman, right? What was the
Yeah.
actor's name?
Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman. There were so many great actors in that movie
Oh, yeah.
too. Like
Al
like
Pacino, love him.
Like even
Hoo-wah!
you had guys like, wasn't it Mandy Patinkin was 88 Keys? You know what I mean? Like Mandy Patinkin. Oh man, so many.
Oh,
so
and
many.
not a lot of people know this, but
Madonna crushed it in that movie too. I'll fight you to death. I thought Madonna
Yeah.
was amazing as Breathless Mahoney. I'll
not
fight
a
you
lot
to
of
death
people
on
know this. This is actually a big secret from that
Yeah.
movie. Warren Beatty played Dick Tracy.
that. Thanks for clearing that up, Mike. Thanks for clearing that up. I got a lot of stuff. All right, so
Ooh, Zero Redux with the comment. Yeah, a lot of people don't realize this. The NES game is trash, but the Sega Genesis and Sega Master System version of Dick Tracy, if you've never played it and you're a big Dick Tracy fan, PDub, you need to get on top of that. You need to get your Dick Tracy in that hole.
should we do it? Should we live stream it? That would be
Yeah,
really cool.
honestly, the Sega Genesis Dick Tracy is amazing. Awesome game.
Guys, I'm just not even convinced Mike has any Dick Tracy stuff.
Restalgia, my Dick Tracy has been in you.
Carl, if I put this on screen, are we going to get a copyright claim?
No, it's no music. I muted the music. So yeah.
What is this?
Josie and the
Josie and the
Pussycats. It's
Pussycats.
an
Oh,
Archie
Josie and the
ripoff.
Oh yeah.
Oh, not a ripoff. It's an Archie spin-off.
Looks like Scooby-Doo.
Hanna-Barbera.
Yeah, it was around the Scooby Doo era.
All right. I personally, Mike, I think you're just putting pressure on me to get my video done because you're the kind of guy to do that to me.
He
Because
doesn't
Mike
even
knows
have
it.
any PDubs.
Mike knows I'm a competitive guy.
I swear to
And
God, I've got down
I
serious.
really don't think you have the Dick Tracy toys, the action figures, the
like
case.
there's
the
things
case to carry
there's
the
things
action
to lie
figures.
about. Like you lie about. Oh yeah, Madonna. I banged her.
Plenty of people
Or you
lie
can tell
about the
people
size
like you
of
got
their
a
Dick
lot of
Tracy.
money or had like a rare hockey card. But who's
You know,
gonna
that's
go
not
around
a
bragging
surprise,
about
Mike
like
B.
I've got Dick Tracy Playmates toys?
I remember in elementary school.
You.
In elementary school, the guys used to lie about their Dick Tracy's all the time.
Widow possibly wins the comment of the night. Everyone agrees it was an amazing dick flick. There you guys go. Dude, it's a great movie. Dick Tracy's a great movie. I'll fight anyone on it. Okay, so iArcade, basically, we don't know what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on. iArcade didn't make any announcements.
They
So
took a week off for Mother's Day.
Well,
I
guys,
would recommend patience, and hopefully next week we'll find out what is going on with the
man,
Double Dragon game.
I don't know what goes on
Yeah.
with the iArcade fan base. It's got to be like one of the most invested and concerned fan bases. They literally brought out their game of the week early this week with the Dead Cells updates. That was the update. It happened early. They do one big thing a week. That was the thing they did this week. No game days today. No
Oh
problem.
yeah, we didn't get to talk about that yet. Go ahead. So Mike, because I didn't even download this yet. Tell everyone the great news about Dead Cells.
So after a very long time and much debate in the community with everybody saying iArcade's never going to get the DLC for this stuff, iArcade's never going to get this, iArcade's never going to get that. surprise out of nowhere, they released this massive piece of update tech for Dead Cells, and we get pretty much everything out to date outside of the Castlevania update. So huge update, all the DLC for Dead Cells. You're taking a very long game, putting so much more new life into it. The only downfall was it was amazing for people that have never bought Dead Cells yet on the iArcade, because you could buy the bundle and save $5. But however, if you already purchased the game, the purchase price is now an additional $5. And for anybody complaining about that, you must have never bought anything in Steam before, because you're constantly getting hit in Steam for the exact same thing. Also, iArcade doesn't really control the prices. Like, they'll control them to a point, but usually publishers are the one that put out the bundles and the prices. So that's really on the publisher, not so much iArcade.
Yeah. Now, I did catch probably the most well-produced and highest production live stream on the internet for Dead Cells. This happened earlier this week.
Wreck.
And Mike, can you kind of walk people through what happened here during your stream, man? Holy cow. I felt bad for you, man. You looked a little flustered.
So what happened, one, is I've never accessed the DLC in Dead Cells before, so I immediately assumed you could just go into it. Little did I know that everything was in-game. So it started off rocky because I didn't know how to get to the DLC. But then right before the stream started, my iArcade just powered off. It just shut off. And I was like, uh-oh. I was like, well, that's a blip. It'll never happen again. But it ended up happening 3 more times during the stream. And I was like, what the hell is going on? Turns out that I had a refrigerator, hair dryer. I had a space heater plugged into my iArcade's USB slot. Actually, that light that you can see on my face now, I've got a little tiny light I use for streaming that I just put up wherever I'm going, and it's a USB light. And I was like, oh, cool. The iArcade has USB ports. I'll just plug it in there. And what was happening was the combination of the game running plus the little light was too much for the system, and it kept clicking me off. So unfortunately, after 40 minutes of what was not professional YouTube streaming, I ended up having a really good run towards the end. So I apologize if you never stuck around that, but you would have saw the bulk of my gameplay at like the 45-50 minute mark.
This was the best part of the stream, when you were sitting at your computer just trying to figure it out. Some people would just cancel the stream.
No, not Mike.
Cancel the stream, delete the stream. But Mike was like, nope, we're going to go through this as a family, and we're going to solve this problem live.
We're in this together.
And then once everyone told you to unplug your light, you unplugged your light, and everything was working just fine. So,
good to go. Good to go.
Way to go,
and
Mike.
You know
way
what?
to overpower your machine, Mike. Way to go.
You know what? No matter how many problems I had, it's still a million times better than any stream Restalgia's ever done on his channel.
Yeah. Yep. Is this true? Did you make fun of me when my bit LCD died?
I don't know what he's talking about.
There you go.
Did I make fun of him? Or I think he's talking about. I think he's talking about when me and Restalgia. Yeah, I made fun of him. Restalgia said,
no,
I didn't check the wires.
No, I didn't do anything. You lie about Dig Tracy dolls. I lie about making fun of people.
Oh, it's too funny. Hey, Carl, do you want to tell people what this Killer Instinct thing's all about?
Oh, well, I just wanted to try out the audio.
Oh, we got to turn the volume down.
Yeah, right. So I hadn't videotaped or even tried it since the update where it captures the audio along with the video. So
and this works now. Now when you do the HDMI out on the Arcade1Up, it now will carry
HDMI
audio
out to my computer, captured with OBS.
Is it stretching the image?
Yeah, it automatically stretches the image. This and the iArcade Gold does the exact same thing for some reason. The original iArcade did show it in the correct aspect ratio, but I don't know why. But something happened with these chips that they're using on these newer machines where the output is always stretched.
Lame.
Yeah,
and so that was the version with the scan lines off, but they also have the version with the scan lines on, which to me looks horrible. So
yeah, so I actually did. I think it was like 2 weeks ago. I actually did do a stream since they updated the HDMI. So an HDMI out version of this, and I left the scan lines on. And if you look at it, the picture is so dark. That's the only thing I don't like about the scan lines of the cab. The scan lines make the picture look so much better, but man, that picture is dark on that cabinet then.
Yeah, but I love the update, so that's pretty cool.
What's your favorite character to play as in Killer Instinct?
Saberwolf.
I know Saberwolf. Saberwolf's like easy mood. I just claw you from a distance. Look at all this reach I got.
Yeah,
is it true that a lot of like new Killer Instinct players pick Orchid? Is she like the go-to for a new player?
She's got easy moves to learn. Like it's just like
fast,
I've played Street Fighter before, and then you're good to go. I like playing as Jago. Jago reminds me a lot of Ryu.
Okay, sorry guys, I was just setting something up.
No problem.
Jago's a lot like Ryu. Yeah, he's a Ryu knockoff. So
yeah, I can't do nothing special moves with anybody, so it doesn't really matter who I pick.
Carl's just clawing away.
Have you learned any combos, Carl?
No,
no,
I have not.
So you just
for any of the
way to
games.
victory. Yeah.
That's why I just go back to Tekken. I don't need any combos.
I don't think I've seen Restalgia ever play Killer Instinct. Have you ever played it?
I have played it. I don't know it well. It's not one of the games that I ever grew up
you
playing.
You would love it. It's basically a takeoff of Aladdin.
Is it? If it's like Aladdin,
it's like Aladdin the fighting.
But which hold on, the Genesis version or the Super Nintendo?
No,
version?
the movie Aladdin.
It's just like the movie?
Yeah, they basically take the movie and turn it into a fighting game.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Is it? So it's that good?
Oh my god, it's so good. You'll want to rub your lamp after you're done.
I'm not even sure I'd be able to contain myself and wait till the end. Yeah.
Oh my god,
that's interesting. No, I never grew up playing Killer Instinct. The first time I played it was on N64. I never even played the arcade version until way later on. And to be honest, by the time I was like actually starting to play around with a lot of games that I hadn't played because they were a little bit before my time because I was younger when these came out, I just kind of like did the Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat sort of thing. I never really paid much attention to Killer Instinct.
I'm sorry, but when he did his apology video this week, that was funny. That's very funny. It's all his fault. We'll never get to see him again, but we're not going to talk about what it was. that was actually pretty funny. Oh man! All right, so guys, Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
What's that?
Today's the official release date. I pre-ordered from Amazon and mine arrived yesterday. And when I posted a picture and said, "Hey, it's here," Restalgia accused me of buying the stolen copy off of eBay.
I was joking, but I still thought it was funny. I was like, oh, so you bought the $300 copy on eBay? That was you, PDubs.
I was like, no, I wouldn't. Why? The game takes you what? 20 to 100 hours, right? Anywhere from 20 to 100 hours. And you're going to buy it to get it one day early. Like, are you really even going to play it to make it worth that investment?
I don't know if this is fake or not, but I saw a news article that somebody actually was able to play through the game. A speedrunner beat the game in 94 minutes.
Yeah,
I have no idea how they did it. I didn't really read it. I just saw it like 15 minutes.
Is there some backdoor trick? Like
no. That's the thing. It's like the first Legend of Zelda, like Breath of the Wild. There's speedrunners that like basically start the game and then go right for Ganon immediately because you're not locked in. Like you can just go right to the end of the game immediately. Right? It's just it's going to be harder when you do it. So, anyways, 96 minutes Restalgia. You could have sex like 75 times in 96 minutes.
A lot more than that, buddy. You double that number, and you're still not even there.
Yeah. What's great about this game is, so I did turn it on, put it in my Switch. I played the opening scene. Opening scene was fantastic. It was so good. So now I'm at the official start of the game.
Easy spoiler. Okay.
I'm not going to give any spoilers, but the game was beautiful. I took some screenshots, because the Switch, you just hit the button, take some screenshots. I was like, oh, so beautiful game. I think the graphics look better than the first game, which is true. They look great. And you know what's funny is when I was playing it and running around, because I did run around the little first level a little bit. what's funny is when you play it and it's so smooth, like no lag, no skipping, no screen tearing, right? And then I go to play Jedi Survivor, which I'm deep in Jedi Survivor. I'm like 10
How deep
hours.
are you?
I'm like 10, 15 hours into Jedi
No,
Survivor.
no,
I'm
no,
pretty
no.
far.
Describe it in a way that our audience would understand. Like they
Like
don't
number
really
of
understand
inches.
time. Like
Yeah.
how deep are you?
I'm like probably 8 Dick Tracy's into it. You know what I mean?
I'm Balls
Pervert.
Mahoney and
Oh, you're Balls Mahoney in Jedi Survivor. Well,
Balls
Mike,
Mahoney deep.
wait. What about man lips? Mike, are you man lips into Jedi
No,
Survivor?
that's Restalgia's nickname at the gas station bathrooms.
Man lips. What? I said man lips. It's lips manless.
Lips
I'm so
manless.
stupid. I'm so stupid. It's lips manless, but man lips works. Anyway,
It's funny because they call him Lips Manless, but when he leaves, everybody calls him Flat Top because they're always putting their hand on his head.
but the point I was trying to make is it runs so good. It's so smooth and perfect on the Switch. What is it 6-year-old console or 8? It's pretty.
No,
6 to 8.
It came out like right after my daughter was born, so we're in year 6, 7. Yeah.
I mean, it runs great. And then I turn it off and I'm playing Jedi Survivor because I'm like, oh man, I want to beat this game before I get too deep in Zelda. And, you know, on my Xbox Series X, all the screen tearing and the frame skipping and the lagging. And it just makes you mad. It makes you so mad. Zelda runs so good and Jedi runs like shit.
It's a different in the companies too. I mean, Nintendo, especially with first-party Nintendo products, like it's not going to come out until it's done, right? That's always the way Nintendo have done it. But like these other companies, like EA, like it's so much is about meeting schedules and stuff like that. They'll rush stuff out, and they're like, "We can just patch it. We'll patch it."
I said man lips. I meant to say lips manless. I'm sorry, I can't get over it. Great information you added there at the end.
Oh, by the way, I'm sorry, Restalgia. I know you said no spoilers, but I got to drop one. Are you ready?
Here we
Drop
go.
away.
Here we go.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Big boy did it.
Big boy did it. Big boy did it. Big boy did it. Are you thirsty, Mumbles? Are you thirsty?
I have no idea what you guys are talking about, to be honest. I'm sitting here trying to understand these references, and they're just right over my head.
Well, it's because you've only watched 2 movies in your entire life.
That's my point. Yeah, I'm not even close to being with you guys on this.
So, Jedi Survivor, they did release an update for consoles. So both PlayStation and Xbox got the update. And I don't know if you guys play Jedi Survivor. If you got the update, they added some things like there's a couple of bugs in the later levels where like the elevators don't work. Well, they fixed that because the elevators should work, but you know, people were getting stuck. Also, on top of that, if you would strike a wall with your lightsaber, it would not leave a mark on the surface, right? You would expect to see like a little burn mark, a scorch mark, something like that. And when you're playing a Jedi game, when there's no scorch mark from your lightsaber, it kind of takes you out of the experience, right? So they added like the scorch marks and stuff. But either way, when they pushed out this update and I saw my Xbox was updating Jedi Survivor, I was like, thank God, they probably fixed the gameplay performance. No, they didn't. They fixed a few bugs like the elevators and shit like that, but they did not fix the thing that people are screaming about. And that's how the game plays. So hopefully they'll fix it. I'm sure there'll be an update eventually where they'll fix it. But for right now, it's still you can play it. It's just it sucks when you're like sitting there and you see like this big tear ripple go across the screen and crap like that. It drives you nuts. And then also the camera's all jerky, like when you're moving it around, looking around, you know what I mean? Like they got to fix that stuff. You know what I mean? It's driving me nuts. And if they don't fix it, I'll just play Zelda until they do fix it. Anyway.
Well, I'm just going to play PGA Tour until they're done with it because
you love your PGA Tour, baby.
Just can't
Every time I was playing through Tales of Symphonia and I would turn it on and it'd be like 6 a.m. Detroit Love is playing PGA Tour.
Now, anyone here on the panel besides me and Mike, you got it today, right?
Oh yeah, I went 9
What are you talking
a.m.
about? Herpes? What are you talking about? What you didn't say what you're talking
No,
about.
it's just it was an ingrown hair on my lip. I called on my exes though. So, anyways, I went 9 a.m. this morning. They had no locations here had a midnight release, but we had a special 9 a.m. release at GameStop. So I went, saw 150 people in line, turned around, and then waited till lunchtime, and then went back and picked it up.
What is this game?
This is the Tears of the
Kingdom.
Kingdom.
New Legend of Zelda game.
Oh,
Yep.
This is Killer Instinct.
I thought you
Sorry.
switched over to another game. That's why I'm asking.
My apologies to the live chat if I'm a squirrel and forgot to finish that story. But yes, one of the updates of Jedi is they've added the scorch marks. So now when you hit a wall, it leaves a burn mark on the wall or a scratch, depending on the metal surface of the wall. So yeah, they did fix that. So it's better. But so Mike, are you going to disappear off the face of the earth and just dive into this game, or what can we expect from you?
It's been nice knowing everybody, but peace. I'm a memory.
Did you ever make any progress on your big list of things that you wanted to finish before starting this?
Yeah, I actually got my ArcArcade EXP review out. Do you have yours done yet?
Not yet. I've got it like 3/4 of the way done. Just haven't. I pretty much just need to edit it. That's it.
What do you mean 3/4 of the way done? There's like no effort to your videos at all. You're like, hey everybody, it's Restalgia. Here's my hands. There's a product. It's really great. Then you pay someone to edit it because you can't even do that, and then the video comes out.
Mike,
what's your point?
I've
got a system. It works.
Don't let them get
Here's
on.
my hands. It's
I'm
a good
3/4
system.
into
Now
my
let me show you this.
AI Pro review. So
What was
you're in
that,
good
Carl?
hands. I said
Sorry,
I'm 3/4 into my KI review video, so don't worry about it.
I got you, Carl. Mike's just jealous.
One day we're going to get that review video, Carl.
Yes.
Yeah. See, it's still the beautiful weather time of the year, so this is when Detroit Love, guys. He's out and about living his
We started our
best life.
cycling last night, so
You know, he'll be back to making videos when the weather cools off.
But like seriously, like honestly, how many hours does it take you to do a review?
Mike, come on, man.
No,
Be
I'm
nice.
asking.
I don't know. It depends. It depends on how complex the product is.
5
but
hours?
If I were to do, I would say for one product, not including like time I actually spend with the product. Or are you talking about like total
What do you mean
time?
time you spent with the product? Like, do you like have some wine with it, lay down, get intimate
Yeah,
with it?
we
before
have
you
some
review
wine
it?
and cheese. We lay down. We get to know each other. We sometimes go for walks. What are you talking about?
Did you take her to the what is it, the Hampshires?
Why are you
Take her
assuming
to the
it's a
Hampshires
her?
for the weekend?
Why are you assuming it's a her?
Well, that's right. I forgot.
No, I'm just saying. No, I don't know. If I'm not factoring in like the actual test time of a product, I'll probably something like 5 or 6 hours into a review.
Yeah.
That's
So
what
what
I'll
is
invest.
what does your test time entail? Like, are you
don't
a
know.
scientist or you
Well,
mean you just play it?
Well, it depends on what it is. So I get a lot of like
Like-
emulation devices. So then
Yeah.
I like have to test out like several different games, and I've got to check the frame rates and if there's any drops in the FPS and like what kind of consoles it can emulate. I do a bunch of stuff like that.
So I did my one emulation test. It's the only one you need to do. If I can get past the lasers in Mega Man 2 on Quickman stage without using the flash, the
Mhm.
emulation works. So the
On one
emulation's great.
console for one game. Come on.
Yeah, it's perfect emulation.
That's flawed, bro. It's flawed.
That's flawed. Oh no, I forgot. Restalgia's in the lab doing his testing. Him sitting around looking at TikTok saying, "Oh, I gotta get back to this console. Oh, that's a funny TikTok. I'm gonna send that to Justin. Justin, what do you think of this theory of physics?" I'm Restalgia.
I just listen. Unlike you, I like to give people a good review. That's all it is.
No, it's the fighting.
Good review. Hi everybody, Restalgia here. ETA Prime is so much better, but you got Restalgia. I'm your silver medal.
Oh, Mike, you are something else.
I can't handle you two.
And with that, guys, we'll see you
No, we
for
got
the next one.
we got to talk. Arcade1Up's the only one we haven't talked about yet, so we're making good time to hit our 1 hour and 18-minute cutoff, like we always do. All right,
I
so
wish you would do 1 hour and 15-minute cutoff.
All right, guys in the live chat, tell me honestly, this is a safe space. If you think it's great, it plays great. It's an awesome experience. I want to see that in the live chat. If you're not happy with what you've seen or what you've played, throw that in the live chat as well when it comes to the Arcade1Up Fast and the Furious cabinets out. And many, many reviews have been released. It's been a roller coaster. I titled this episode Fast and Furious is Hilarious because it kind of rhymes. But also, it's been a roller coaster of a week, right? The cabinet came out and people got it in their homes a day early. So they hadn't pushed out the update. And so when the people who originally played it said that it was playing poorly, but then it got its day one update, and then they said it played better. And there have been a ton of product reviews out there. Everyone's done a fantastic job who's reviewed this thing. We've seen a lot of pros. We've seen a lot of cons. And
Whoa, there's reviews out there?
yeah.
What the hell? Biggie D, where are you? You're supposed to tell me when these are going up.
Might go on fire time.
Oh man. But you know, and then we also had 19K Fox. He did some testing. I don't know what's going on with the internet in his home, but he didn't have a good experience with Wi-Fi. Other people showed running 2 cabs off Wi-Fi, which were okay. Fox, and he's our buddy. He hardwired it, and it ran like cherry. Like the video he showed of him, cherry butter. I don't know, I'm like in my 40s. I don't know these hip phrases.
Hip phrases. The phrase "it ran like butter" has been around since the 50s.
It ran smoothly.
It
ran smoothly. It looked great, and I was like, "Wow, that actually looks kind of fun." You know what I mean? Like it looked kind of fun. I've spoken with Tech Buzz about it. Tech Buzz, he plays it. He really likes it. He thinks it's a very well done cabinet. So I've seen a lot of pros and cons out there, and it's just been funny. It's like Arcade1Up just we haven't had a goo goo gaga release since Star Wars. You know what I mean? Since the Star Wars game. It's always been all this just back and forth and waiting on things, and nothing's fully polished and blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
So yeah. I'll throw this out there. I think the best way to really look at the Fast and Furious, especially where I'm looking at this from a distance, is this seems like a very similar release to what Blitz was. You had a lot of people absolutely tear it apart because it wasn't what they were expecting. They weren't interested, and they were actually infuriated by what Arcade1Up released. On the other hand, you have people that have bought it that don't have as much history with the arcade game, and they're loving it. They just love the experience. They're having a bunch of fun. Then you get people, again, it's similar to the first category, that are upset and didn't buy it, that did know the arcade and are upset because it wasn't the experience they hoped for. So I think it's going to be similar to Blitz. You're going to get reviews where people are like, this is not the game I wanted. You're going to get reviews where people are going to say, I'm not buying that shit. And you're going to get reviews where people are like, I don't know anything about the Fast and Furious, but I'm having an F ton of fun. I'm just playing it and it's awesome. So I think that's the 3 categories. Me personally, I didn't realize how bad it was until Fox's review. Like I knew that they patched game elements from the 2 games, 1 game to make the 2 games. I didn't realize how blatant it was. Like it's literally cut and paste. There is no Fast and the Furious game there at all. It's basically they cut out everything that could be considered Fast and the Furious, and they put that in one section. And then you've got a very minimal version of Drift where all the Fast and the Furious stuff is cut out. That's what I was the most surprised by. I was like, this is ridiculous. Like it's not, you're not even trying to hide it.
Don't you feel like you're being like a little bit hard?
Not on that part. Not on that part. There's a lot of other stuff that I could be hard on, but like I don't know about the graphics. You know, people are really hard on the graphics, saying, oh, these are only PS2 graphics. I mean, Jesus Christ, guys. We've been playing home arcades that have been just about maybe 8-bit graphics. So,
yeah. You know, and I was talking with Steven earlier, Tech Buzz. Him and I were talking on the phone. And I was like, well, tell me, do you really enjoy it? Because he really likes it, right? And he's like, yeah. He's like, I really, really like it. I think it's better than, I think he said Ridge Racer Outrun, like the other 2 driving cabs.
At one point, Steven said he thinks this is the best cab Arcade1Up have made yet.
And you know what I told him? I told him the same thing I tell anyone else out there. Like, if you are really enjoying it that much and having a great experience, well, then that's all that matters, right? That's all that matters for you. But there are consumers out there who are going to be picky about things. I know I'm one of them. Would I buy one today? No, because I have all these other racy multicades. But it's just been interesting seeing the pros and cons of this arcade cabinet, and then just kind of sitting on the sidelines and just enjoying listening to everyone's opinion.
PDubs, are you a fan of multicades?
Mike, I think I am. Like it's been, it's kind of new to me.
Yeah,
it's kind of new to me. Yeah,
I'm glad that you're transitioning to a multicade channel. I think you should do a dedicated Monday show about it.
Yeah, wouldn't that be great? I wonder what we would call it.
I think you could
call it Happy Hour.
So, Restalgia, let's. Mike and I are hogging the mic here. What are your thoughts on this Fast and the Furious cabinet? We got some definite, blatant, poor communication and false advertising by Arcade1Up by telling us that there's 2 games on this cabinet when it's 1.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a huge mixed bag out there. We got a lot of reviews. Some people love it. Some people don't like it. They don't like the production quality of the games, as well as the fact that you have to buy even more hardware in order to link them to play the games, connect them, and all that stuff. So, what are your thoughts about all this, Steven? I want to know what Steven thinks.
Well, my thoughts initially are, if you're wanting to play a game like that with more than one person, you do have to do it through a local area network. It's got to be a LAN party without question. Over Wi-Fi, it's going to suck.
LAN party. Love that.
You got to do a LAN party.
LAN party.
In terms of we'll call it the Houdini switch on the game itself, it's kind of crappy. It is what it is, though. I was never a fan of the game. In fact, I think I've maybe played Fast and the Furious, the arcade version, maybe once in my life. So if I were to buy that cabinet and I were to play it, I really wouldn't have known about the fine details about what's missing from here and there. Mm-hmm. I think it's fine for somebody who doesn't really care about the original authentic experience. I think it's completely passable for the average person. But if you actually care about it, it's no good. No good. But connecting through your local area network is probably going to be the only way to go. That's my thoughts.
Yeah. Well, there were some people who've put videos out showing it running on Wi-Fi, and it ran pretty well. But
I just think you're not going to get consistency.
It ran the best. But then there have been people who've shown videos of it on Wi-Fi, and it ran poorly.
Right. It's the consistency there.
There's, consistent. Yeah, like you said. Everyone's got different internet out there.
Anybody who just watched Fox's review, that's not the standard. There's people out there that have had a much better experience, maybe due to the proximity to the main source for their internet. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I mean, here it is in a nutshell. There's people out here that have multiple cabinets, 10, 15 of these Arcade1Up cabinets. How much more difficult is it for them to have 2 of the same cabinets that can link up to each other? I think if people love that experience and want that experience in their arcade, they're not even going to think twice about buying 2 cabinets and buying whatever hardware is necessary for it to play at the optimal speed. We've all invested with third parties, all kinds of add-ons to all of these cabinets, whether it's AtGames or whether it's Arcade1Up. So it comes down to what experience that the person wants to have. And if they want that experience, the cost is irrelevant, because they want to be able to have their friends come down to the arcade and you get in this cabin, I get in this cabin, we race. They're not going to, those 2 drunk guys sitting there having fun driving, is not going to care whether this looked like something they had at the arcade or something they saw on YouTube somewhere. They're going to enjoy the experience, enjoy the fun. And that's what the arcades are all about. We can nitpick every piece of any arcade or any technology, for that matter, that's created. But have fun with these things, man. It's not that serious. If I was to get a racer, I wouldn't care what it is. I would love to have one eventually in my Arcade1Up, in my arcade here. I don't know which one it's going to be, but at some point in time when my wife lets me buy another cabinet, I'm going to have a racer here. So
no. We're not going to wait for you to get permission. I want another video of you sneaking an arcade into the house. Those are the best videos you've ever done.
OLED switching here,
Yeah, man. Carl dropping the great knowledge there. So some people are loving it, some people are hating it. Me, I have no dog in this fight. So for me, I'm not buying one myself personally. And if you're interested in one, go pick it up. But my recommendation, maybe wait for a sale, especially with Father's Day coming up. I would imagine we would see a sale, things like that. So, and watch all the videos. Don't just watch one. Watch a bunch of videos about it and make your own informed decision. Because not everyone has the same experience. For instance, I did a video last week showing that when I was running the recoil on my iArcade, that it kept powering off my machine. I did 20 test runs and I had little tick marks. And 2 times it powered off the machine. That was the fail rate. And sure enough, I make a video with my experience, right? And that's what you're supposed to do if you're making content. You make a video based on your experience. Does that mean your experience is everyone's experience? Might not be. But for instance, I made that video and then I had a whole bunch of people coming at me going, it doesn't do that. It'll never do that to the iArcade. It's never happened to me. Like, people were coming at me and I was like, guys, I literally showed it, captured it on video. You literally see me pointing my gun at the screen and also my arcade powers up. But there's always factors involved. Internet, the thing that I think it might be the power surge protector that I have this thing plugged in. It could literally be the outlet that I have this thing plugged in, because people are telling me that they've played like all their Operation Wolf dozens and dozens and dozens of times and it never happened to them. But me, it happened to me. So I'm like, is it me? Is it you? I don't know. I mean, we're just putting the information out there for you to make a decision.
I will say some people in the iArcade community are a little bit overprotective of iArcade. Like it's crazy. I've realized this recently, but it is a little bit too much. I mean, they're not willing to accept any criticism. Anything could go wrong, and you're a bad guy if you say you had a bad experience. It's wild.
Yeah,
you are a bad guy.
Yeah, Jason put a comment in the chat.
I didn't say I wasn't.
Jason put a comment in the chat here. He says, you guys are the biggest channel, none of you have this kid. Well, for starters, we don't have the biggest channel. For starters. But I told everyone, I've been very transparent since this cab came out and pre-orders went live. I was like, guys, I have all these multi-cade racers here. Like, I don't need to spend $600 for what I thought was 2 games. It's actually 1. Like, I'm passing on this one, guys. Does it mean I'll never buy an Arcade1Up product again? No, it doesn't mean that. It just means I'm passing on this one. So, Mike can't get it, and neither can Steven, because it's not coming to Canada.
Not coming to Canada. So.
Well, that doesn't mean we can't get it. Just
and Carl will get it once he can sneak it into the house behind his wife's back. So there you go, my friend. Appreciate the feedback. Friends don't let friends have risers. That's pretty funny. That should be a new thing.
Yeah,
all right.
And I will say honestly, if you want the most honest review for cabs, just look to the ones that your favorite streamers don't pick up. That's the best reviews.
Guys have the biggest Dick Tracy collection. Oh well, I appreciate that, Jason. I greatly appreciate that. You're awesome, dude. That's very kind of you.
I actually, before we shift, I actually think that with Fast and the Furious, when you use Wi-Fi, you are using it obviously through your home network. But I'm pretty sure you actually don't need an active internet connection if you do a direct connection. And that, I think, is why you're going to get the best results, because you're not actually relying on any sort of a network signal or wireless transfer of data. So if you do end up picking one up, don't just buy the cabinets and rely on wireless, even though some people maybe have great experience with wireless. Mm-hmm. If you are wanting the best experience, buy yourself the adapters. You can get yourself a really crappy wireless router, and I don't even think you need to connect the router to your home network. You can run everything off of the network or the router, because the router can assign IP addresses for you and get everything working that way. So that's the direction to go, in my opinion. Forget Wi-Fi. Just go straight for a hardwired connection.
So, Restalgia, if I get this cab, you're saying I shouldn't use Wi-Fi? Can you explain it?
Again?
No, just I didn't get that. Can you explain it to me like on 5?
Okay, so with wireless, you are transmitting your data wirelessly, obviously. If you get the adapters and you grab an Ethernet cable and the Ethernet adapter and you're going to run it into, let's say, your router, your modem, whatever, you can actually do it without a network connection. So you would buy like a crappy wireless router from, I don't know, Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace or whatever, run everything into it and plug the router in. The router should, if it's reasonably recent, should be able to assign the IP addresses directly in the router, and then you should be able to play like locally against each other without actually needing a network connection. So you'll be able to play multiple cabs together, just not on your network.
Yeah,
I see what's happening here.
Well, thank you guys, ladies and gentlemen. That's been another episode of Professor Restalgia's Weird and Wacky Arcade Facts. Professor Restalgia's Weird and Wacky Arcade Facts.
Do you remember 60.39%? That was great. Like, I mean, sometimes we take these bits and jokes and we beat them to death on the show, but that was classic. Because I was like, Restalgia, are you just picking a number out of thin air? Do you guys remember that? He's like, guys, it's going to work 60.39% of the time. It just sounded like you were picking that number.
No, I don't pick random numbers. Everything is very precise. Yeah. I do high-end calculations, and I say what I mean.
Restalgia thinks his basement's the back cave. He sits there monitoring everything that's happening in the home arcade community. He waits for the Restalgia signal to go up, which is a banana that oddly looks like a dick. It's so crazy.
You guys are terrible. Oh man, I mean, what else can you say, man? Here's what I would like:
Asus ROG handheld.
Asus.
I was told to remind.
Oh yeah, we should talk about that. But real quick, last thing I want to say about this Arcade1Up stuff is, I don't hate the company. I still like the company, and I'm pretty sure I'll buy products from them in the future.
Did you say boycott or buy?
He said boycott.
Why does PDubs want everybody to boycott Arcade1Up?
Oh my god! Oh my god! He wants to boycott Arcade1Up. Sound the alarm! Make the videos. No, here's the thing. It's gotten to the point where, you know how, like, when they screw up, people get so angry. You know what I mean? They get like furious about the decisions and the things that Arcade1Up does. If you've been around as long as I have and some of these other folks in this community, it's getting to the point where, when bad things happen and they make mistakes, it's getting to the point where you actually just kind of pity them. Like, I feel bad for them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't hate them anymore. It's more like a, here we go again with Arcade1Up. You know what I mean? What I would like to see is for them to just release a product and everything go great. You know what I mean? Just one product. Let's get back on track for one product. And then we can go back to the whole making mistakes. You know what I mean? Like, let's have a nice, clean, like, what's the next cab after this? Time Crisis?
We don't know. We honestly have, well, at least I don't know. I don't know anything else coming out this year.
Like, I would like that. Let's get a nice, clean cabinet release where everything works. And let's just say 90% of consumers are satisfied with the product. No. You know, and that the whole launch is successful. Like, let's see if that happens. It probably won't, but it would be funny. Oh, the casino cade might be next.
Oh, they are releasing some pretty good products. I did a video that everybody thought was super interesting about about what's coming into the port. So we're getting more Wave 3 Turtles cabinets and more Wave 3 Star Wars cabinets. So they're going with cabinets everybody really liked. That's their new game plan.
Mike, but I would recall a certain YouTuber made a video saying, hey guys, Turtles XL is coming and Shaq is going to announce it at the Super Bowl next year.
I stopped in the middle of the video and I said, there's obviously port numbers on this. So let's go to the check him. And I said, it looks like these are old cabs.
You proved yourself wrong.
I disproved my
during the video?
Yes.
That was awesome. I love you, Mike. I love you so much.
But here's the thing, though. I questioned, why would they be releasing Wave 3 Turtles cabinets? How do they still have them in stock? It's so weird.
Well, gentlemen, I have a hot woman, fire, and drinks waiting on me.
We were going to talk about the Asus ROG. Well, do you have to take off? If you
I
have
do.
to take off. All right. Carl's got to go, guys.
Don't call me D-Love for nothing.
It is Mother's Day weekend after all.
Yeah, that's true.
All right.
See you, Carol.
All right.
Think about me during. Think about me during.
Take care of those mothers and take care of Restalgia and have a great weekend.
Carl's going to go pay the rent. All right. So before we go and put a pin in for the night, let's talk about this. Is this going to be the Steam Deck killer, Restalgia? Have you been keeping up with the news on the Asus ROG Ally that is now available for pre-order from Best Buy for $700? There have been about 5,000 YouTube videos released on this in the last week. What are your thoughts?
I saw this for the first time yesterday. It was the first time I saw or heard of this.
Oh, really?
I know literally nothing about it other than what I'm reading right now. AMD Ryzen Z1 Extreme processor. Sounds like it's going to be extreme.
It's going to take your gaming to the extreme.
Yeah, it comes with a free 12-pack of Mountain Dew.
Based on my extensive research, my analysis is that this is going to not only kill the Steam Deck, but it will also bury the Nintendo Switch at the same time.
How many of you guys out there in the live chat pre-ordered the Asus ROG Ally? This thing is getting a lot of good press, guys. A lot of good press. I know guys like Endless One Up, and he's this big Steam Deck guy. Like, he loves his Steam Deck. He was telling everybody, Endless One Up, make sure you guys check out his channel, that he put in a pre-order for the Asus ROG Ally. Man, here's the thing is I spent all that money on my Steam Deck last year. It's been only a year. You know what I mean? Like, I still feel like my Steam Deck is new to me. Like, I am very, very, very excited about this thing. But $700 is a lot of money that, yes, I spent the money. Yes, I put it in my order. I can't help myself, Mike. I think this thing looks pretty cool.
It does look cool. And actually, I sent a video earlier. They actually sent one out to our GT85. So he physically has one in hand. He did a review on it.
He's not a Nintendo channel anymore. Did you see that?
No, he's transitioning to an emulation channel now. So, Restalgia, you'll be third in the pecking order now, you piece of shit.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a 4-year-old PC as a handheld. This is actually kind of true. That's actually kind of true. Oh, and this is funny too. Like, I don't know how many people got on that list.
Who knows, guys? They send products out to YouTubers, hoping YouTubers will make reviews because it's word of mouth for them, especially if they like their product and they think their product will do well. The companies that know their product are shitty don't send out review units.
It's actually kind of true, Mike. Right. That's actually kind of true. But yeah, guys, you might want to pick this bad boy up. Let's take a look here. I really don't want to pull up other people's reviews and whatchamacallit, get copyright claims because we didn't reach out to anyone.
You have one goddamn job. One job on this panel is
I'm literally looking at the information right now.
Yeah, but like about the amount of times that you write anus into your browser and you haven't accidentally once put in Asus.
Yeah. So yeah, this one is not running the Steam.
I got an actual breakdown of like the Steam Deck versus.
All right, put it on the
Asus ROG.
Put it on the screen here.
I'm working on it.
I want to hear the good. I want to hear the good news. So, so like on your Steam Deck, you're running the Steam OS, which I think is fine. Like I like it, but on this thing is running Windows. So, all right, can we go? Should we go full screen here? Or can you zoom in with your mouse? Make it bigger. Zoom in.
That's what she said. Can you make it bigger?
Can you make it bigger, Restalgia? Can you try? Enough? All right, here we go. Now, Restalgia, tell us why we should consider the Asus ROG Ally, forgetting that I already have an order in.
Well, I don't know if people should actually consider it. It just depends on what you want out of the handheld. So, out of the gate, you've got a faster GPU. That's going to be right out of the gate. Your CPU, your GPU are going to be better. It's more capable. It can do more. But there is a reason for that. And it looks as though if you actually scroll down to the main specs, you're going from a 720p monitor to a 1080p monitor. You're going to 120 hertz refresh rate. So you're going to be getting much better picture quality. You're going to be getting much better refresh rate. But in order to do that, you need a more powerful device. So if you are happy with the experience and the gameplay that you have on your Steam Deck, maybe it's not for you. But if you don't have a Steam Deck and you want to get the best of the best and you want a 1080p screen and you want to be able to take advantage of 120 hertz refresh rate, then this might be actually a good way to go. Screen is clearly a little bit brighter at 500 nits versus 400 nits.
How many?
Yes, 500 versus 400.
500 what?
Nits.
Say that again.
Nits. What else have we got? It's slightly lighter, which is interesting.
We had a super chat first one of the night, and it's a banger.
Stringer Films, $2. My $600 WCW set didn't include Sting. That was the WCW Monday Nitro set you were shilling last week. Way to go, Mike! You just wrecked
So
Stringer
everything I talk about now is shilling. Jesus, Restalgia, I told you to stop using that joke.
So
I'm sorry, Mike.
It's Windows, so you could just access Steam.
Yeah.
Through Windows.
I think
it's not the Steam OS.
I think that's one of the other things, Restalgia, you didn't talk about with your ample research that you did on. You had one goddamn job. So, anyways,
hurry up!
So the one big thing about this, for people that do have the Steam Deck, there's a bit of a workaround to get other stuff working with this. Everything's just going to work right out of the gate, whether it be Steam, whether it be Epic Game Store. Like, it's basically just a computer, so you can bring your Xbox Game Pass to this, whatever you want to do, and it's just going to run right out of the main center.
Well, hold on. Wait a second. What's the price point of the Steam Deck in 512 gigs of storage? Do we know that?
Let me bring it up. I bought the big one.
You bought the largest storage capacity?
With the special, it had a special anti-glare screen.
$500? No, it was more than that.
Because the Asus one,
$649 is the
so
retail price.
You're talking about a $50 price point or a difference between the two.
Yes.
If you're getting the same storage capacity.
Yes.
So at that price point, the extra $50, without a doubt, you're better off to buy the Asus in terms of the specs you're getting for the device. After all of my extensive research on this product, I think I know better than almost anybody else on the internet.
All the research he's doing live.
Literally, as we speak.
One job. Restalgia, you're our emulation and specs guy.
That's right. Well, guys, I didn't know that.
But
I literally didn't know.
Restalgia, let's just tell people which console runs Aladdin better, Sega or Nintendo, Super Nintendo? Which one runs it better? Come on.
Oh, this might piss off Mike. The Super Nintendo Aladdin is better than the Sega Genesis all day.
You know what? I did a video.
I think Sega runs better. Sorry.
They're different games.
Did a video years ago about games better on the Genesis than the Super Nintendo. And I said the Sega Genesis Aladdin was better, but as time's gone on, I'm starting to fall in love with the Super Nintendo Aladdin. I'm actually on Team Restalgia here. I think that might be the better game now.
Not might be. It is without a question. It is.
Well, like it's subjective. It's like, me and PDubs, we like women at bars, and you like dudes at gas station restrooms.
Nothing wrong with that.
All right, so
there's our price point right here.
Yep.
So you're talking about if you're going with the Z1 Extreme, you're talking about like a $50 difference, right? So my gut says, just based off of my years and years of research that I've spent on this and the fact that I just literally designed the product, I am the one who designed this product. I highly, highly, highly recommend you guys buy the Asus product over the Steam Deck at this stage.
Way to go, buddy. Way to go. It took a long time to get there, but we got there. Oh, that was awesome. Big round of applause for Restalgia on that one. Live product reviews and research only here on the Super GameRoom Dudes. All right, guys. So we're going to have to put a pin in it because we've gone over our allotted time. Just a heads up, I did set up a redirect to take you over to the Friday night arcade show to see my buddy Brooklyn Menace. So if you don't do anything, YouTube should redirect you over there if you guys want to hang out with Brooklyn. Brooklyn does a really good job on Friday nights. I encourage you to do so. If not, you guys have a fantastic weekend. Make sure you spoil your wives, your mothers, your girlfriends, your baby mamas. Your nostalgias, like, your sisters, like anyone who's a mother, make sure you spoil them this weekend and all that kinds of stuff. If you enjoyed this podcast, do us a favor, give us a thumbs up on the way out. Please consider subscribing to support the channel. Happy Mother's Day, everyone. And what does Carl always say? How does he end the show? Until next time.
Thanks, guys. It really means a lot to me.
Until next time, we will see you on the web. That's what he says. See you on the web.
I don't